Gonna make a thing. All right, so, wait, let me show you this first. Kind of hard to tell what it is. Yeah, you definitely can't tell what it is. Okay, I'll show you. Boop. The Harry Potter thing. So that's sort of the end goal. Doesn't really make sense now, but we'll get there. Got this chunk of yellow birch, fairly hard stuff. I think it's yellow birch. Could be rock maple, actually. Yeah, I think it's rock maple. Got one side planed down. Already got it fairly, not dressed, but I got it, some nice straight edges. I don't have a joiner, so it's even got a little bit of a twist to it, but I'll screw it down to the CNC table. They'll take that little tiny bit of a twist out of it, and then of course it'll pop up when I unscrew it. But anyway, I milled this myself. I'll just toss it through the planer here and we'll get it nice and smooth on both sides. I don't know if I'm going to plane it down to an inch or not. An inch is what I need. But this is kind of a weird project, so I don't know. All right, let me just catch you up on what I'm actually working on here. So it's a CNC project. Got my CNC, my long mill. A 3D carve. What else? Supposedly going to be a Harry Potter bookend for a friend. It's a 3D carve. Generally speaking, they go pretty well, but they also fail. So this could fail. So bear with me. But yeah, so just starting with this piece of maple, and let's see if I can carve a thing. So the workpiece, the raw material is 5 inches wide along the X, 10 inches high on the Y, but the actual finished result will be 3 by 3 by 8. So I'm just counting the squares here on my screenshot from Carbide Create. All right. Should be fine. Like I said, it's supposed to be 1 inch thick. This certainly is not. It's a bit thicker than that. But I'm gonna have to cut it out afterwards anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Which I'm not sure how it's gonna go. All right, so I'm just going to drill some holes. Pre-drill. You can see it's got a bit of a rock here. All right, so it's not perfectly flat, but I'm hoping if I drill some holes and pass it down to the table that it will be nice and solid and flattish. That would be an argument for making it thinner, that's for sure. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Hey Siri, turn on the garage dust collector. Does Siri not work? I guess she doesn't. Oh, it's because I'm recording a video. There's some snipe here anyway, so it's basically scrap wood. Great place to drill some holes. Gotta open the dust collector glass gate. That's how that works. Getting close. Screws. So this fence is square to the middle. Just want to make sure that my workpiece is more or less square. This is, I just cut that in the miter saw. It's not a perfectly 90-degree cut. So I have to make sure that this will do. Nice and flat, nice and flat. Flat enough for rock and roll, that's for sure. Flat enough for top 40. All right. I'm just going to draw my stock that I have in Carbide Create. We're at 10 inches, so I actually kind of like this side, this end, a little better. So I actually might start up there. Yeah, that's what I do. 10 inches. This is actually only 4 inches wide, but it's fine. And I'm just gonna mark my center. For most stuff, I do my my X and Y center right in the middle of the project rather than in the corner. I don't know, I'm sure there's reasons to do it the other way, but that's just what I'm used to. Of course, I apparently don't know where the center is even roughly. Good will. There we go. Center. Alright, so we're starting with a roughing pass, which is my 1/4 inch. Right. So this is not perfect dust collection. The dust shoe from CNC is not perfect, but it's still the best that you can get, I think. I'm sure you can 3D print your own or whatever, but it actually works pretty good. I like that it comes off and on very easily. It's magnetic, that sort of thing. Get a lot of temperature fluctuation around here, so I like to just sort of move the mill left, right, back, forth, up and down. Just to make sure everything's moving freely. Some of the plastic and metal parts and things, of course, as temperature changes, it shrinks and all that good stuff. And definitely on a 3D carve, well, on any carve, but on a 3D carve, you don't want your Z-axis in particular to go wonky. Zero touch. I used to use the paper method, and sometimes I still do, but for the most part, I find the touch plate is faster, it's easier. Start the probe, make contact, and then start the probe. Touch 1, touch 2. Great. Now I'll just move it using precise on G-Sender. I'll get it pretty darn close. I got some room to play with here. I can bring it down a little bit just so I get a bit more accurate. That's pretty darn close. Yeah, that's good. Okay. 0x, 0y. Oh, I think I'll hook up the dust collector for this one, just where it's it's kind of hard to see it though if I do that. We'll see how much of a mess it makes, and if it makes a huge mess, I'll turn the dust collection on. Get this out of the way. Get the right bit. 1/4 inch. Just gonna hog out most of the material. Set my Z, set my X, set my Y. Everything should be good to go. One of the mistakes people make that I have yet to make is forgetting to turn on your router. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. Should be fine. Should be fine. I'll know very quickly. And I got some extra material here, so if this goes really weird off the top, I'll be able to restart. Just playing off the mistake. All right. here in a time lapse. Can you see Harry? Are you there, Harry? Doesn't look like Harry yet. It's been cutting for, I think it started about 20 minutes. We're at 11, so let's say 9-10 minutes. I don't know if I trust G-Sender's time. It always seems like 20 minutes is actually 25, maybe 30. One of these days I'll actually pay attention and, you know, check the clock, but apparently I kind of suck at that, so anyway, that's where we're at. I do find one of the sort of frustrating things with CNC is a lot of waiting. That's kind of cool because the machine's just doing its thing and I just get to hang out. There's not a lot to do in here, oddly enough. It's a workshop yet, not a lot to do, but every once in a while, like I'll start planing. I should say every once in a while. Most times I'll start planing the next piece of wood for the next project or pull random pieces of bark out of my planer. You know, that kind of thing. But often for new projects, I kind of babysit a lot more. So it's a lot of just sitting and watching the computer do its thing. Not that exciting. Actually, you don't want it to be exciting because if it becomes exciting, that means something's probably on fire or something went terribly wrong otherwise. Making a bit of dust, whatever. But so far it's going pretty well. Can't tell that it's hairy, but that's to be expected. It's a rough pass. I really like watching the fine pass. I use a ball nose bit for that, and you can see the actual project come to life at that point. You can start to see what the heck you're actually making, which is pretty fun. I enjoyed that. Actually, I still enjoy it. The novelty doesn't wear off, I'll be honest. There is one small issue. I have to go do some Christmas shopping. Gotta do the, let's leave it there. I have to do some Christmas shopping. So I'm actually going to pause this project. I might let it finish the rough and pass, but then I'll basically park the bit at XY0 and Z0. So that I can sort of shut things down and come back and start where I left off. I don't have homing sensors and all that fancy stuff, so it's got to be a bit old school on this one. It's not a big deal. For the most part, the only issues I really have restarting projects is if I am on like a fine pass. I find it almost impossible well, it hasn't happened yet where I could stop or pause a fine pass, restart it, and not have a line going across the project. It's almost always just a slight difference in height because of the, I assume, temperature change and that sort of stuff. Like you can see my breath right now. Probably when I come back here in an hour, 2 hours, it'll be a lot warmer. It's supposed to go up to a balmy 1 or 2 degrees today. Why don't you want to be in my video?
No.
She doesn't want to be in my video. So, taking a break from the CNC. Bye. Oh, it's icy. It's icy. All-wheel drive. And we're back. Get this thing going again. Still see my breath. Okay. So this is where we left off. You can sort of see something come together here. All right, I'm going to install a little ball nose bit. These little guys here. Now, what I will say is in Carbide Create, for whatever reason, if I just say 1/8 inch ball nose, it doesn't really have the precision, so I had to go and find out what the actual size of the tip is. And then from there, it actually carves with some precision and the proper step over and all that sort of stuff. And I don't actually know what it is. I'll try to find out. So the X and the Y would not have changed. Just gonna lift it up a little bit. Switch to rapid so I can move a little faster. I'm using the 1/8 inch collet for the MK2. I do find the 1/4 inch adapter. The adapter that adapts the 1/4 inch to 1/8 inches. Garbage. It's garbage. So just save yourself the hassle and get the 1/4 inch, or sorry, the 1/8 inch collet. Alrighty. Alright.
Love you.
Give me a hug.
Come to me. You're dirty. Love you. Okay, get back.
Oh, yeah. Alright. Go to XY0. It's gonna be interesting. What I don't know is if this ball nose is deep enough to sort of complete this. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. Here's to hoping. So, I've never had this happen, but I have this weird fear just because I don't trust computers, even though it's a Mac, and Macs have rarely let me down. When I load a file, I just want to be at the XY0, just so if for some reason G-Sender goes wonky, at least I'll be in the proper starting position and I could just re-zero. All right, so select my G code. It's just loading up here. Okay. Zeros are fine, as you'd expect. All right, just gonna 0 Z. Yes, I'm on rapid. Ooh, yikes! Didn't poke the bit. It's good. Start the probe here. So XY remains the same. Had to redo Z. Bring it back to XY 0. So now I should be able to start this job worry-free for the most part. I have no idea how it's going to look. So first time making this one, your guess is as good as mine. And I'm not going to run the dust collection. Just so we can see what's happening here. Okay. It should start at the bottom and work its way up. And this is going to be a long carve. It's like the last one was 20 minutes for the roughing. I don't know what this is going to be. Probably 3 hours. Yeah. Not 3 hours. It says 42 minutes. Okay. That over looks good. The step over looks good in juice under. Step over looks good on the piece. Done. I thought it would take longer than that. Step over the drum. Pause it. Stop it. Lift this thing up. Just gotta go to XY0. So yeah, I knew that was going too fast. Let's see what I did wrong here. So one thing that's neat about Carbide Create, I don't know if this is particularly unique or not. The license, you can have it on one license, 2 machines. Can't use that at the same time. That's fine, that's good. Just gonna go to Carbide Create here. See what I did wrong. I don't know. Let's see. It should be pretty obvious. I'm gonna open in Carbide Create 8, which is of course, I don't know if it's, I guess it's beta, as far as I know. So far it's been fine. Carbide Create Pro build 805. Come on, baby. All right, let's see what I did wrong. Let's go to tool paths. Let's go to the finishing toolpath. Yeah, it says 42 minutes, so I should have noticed that. Okay, so I have it set to the 1/8" ball mill, but with the, what I thought was the 1/8" ball mill, it's actually the 1/4" ball mill, but I have it changed to a diameter of 0.031. It should actually be the 1/8", which has, oh, you know what? I don't have that in here. Don't have that in my tools. What would it be? Check my photos. So I'll just select the 1/8 for now. Can I edit it? Can't, but I can copy it. I can paste it. Should be able to paste it. Oh, because it's locked. Okay. I'm going to take the entire hardwood tools here. Can I just duplicate that? Should be able to just duplicate that. Duplicate library. Is that just the one? Let's call it hardwood. Any machine's fine, but let's go Shapeoko. All right. Yeah, I'll have to import my tools from my other machine. Okay. So now there's a user, which has the ability to copy and paste 0.1. Sorry, 0.01 diameter. There, that seems fine. This should probably take it closer to 3 hours now. Step over 0.5, 0.005. It seems very small. Oh, it's taking a while to calculate. Oh no. 120 minutes. And that makes more sense. I hope the other one's bad. It's just, yeah, it's just not gonna work. I could spend all my time sanding, which if you've ever done a 3D card, you know that that is horrible. Okay, so I'm just going to disable the rough, disable the contour. I'll actually probably need to redo the contour too, because I didn't, oh, I don't have tabs because I don't need tabs because it's not cutting all the way through. That's why I didn't do tabs. Okay, disable. Cool. I'm going to save this temporarily to my desktop because I'll probably go and properly modify the file. Layer, HP, fine. Oops, not fib, fine. Okay, I'm not even going to save this file. Quit. Don't save. Go back to here. So back into GSender. Gonna load file from desktop. HP fine. Open. Okay. So I don't need to do anything with my bit. Everything's good there. Nothing else has changed. It's just gonna start over. Now I could have done that 45-minute pass and then come back and did the fine pass again at a higher setting, but I've done it before and it just feels like a waste of 45 minutes. I don't know if it gets you any further ahead in the long run. Yeah, so you can even just tell by how long it's taken this file to load. It's going to be a longer toolpath. 350,000 lines of G-code. Got G-code for days. 2 hours and 8 minutes. show you the difference. Before, after. It's going well. I decided to go toss some wood around in the wood pile outside while I waited. Apparently 33 minutes left. Still think so. Maybe. Carve. Just moved this pile of wood here. It was cut around that tree. That's gonna get in the way come winter. Well, I mean, sorry, winter, but is it winter? No, it's not quite winter yet. When the snow comes, it's gonna get in the way. Not that it's not in the way here, but it's less in the way, and I'll be able to use the tractor and sort of push it over towards where the splitter and stuff is. So that's what I decided to do. They say the more you handle the wood, the less efficient you are. I've handled that pile of wood like 3 times already. Not very efficient. Boring. Almost done. Basically at 100% done. Just has a few more lines of wood to scrape out. All done. I have to go grab my kid at the bus. So I'm just going to bring this thing back to 0. And I think it's just the profile cut, and then I have to figure a few things out how to finish this. The driveway needs a ton of work, especially going up the hill. Lots of big rocks are popping out, and lots of little rocks are popping out and rolling out. The boy doesn't get dropped off far from the house. It's about a kilometer. But why not pick him up? He knows how to get home if for some reason didn't make it. Boy's here. My youngest boy. Hey, buddy. How was the concert?
Yeah.
Yeah? Hop on in. You're not going shotgun?
What?
You're not going shotgun?
Oh, it's fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
How's Charlie doing?
Good.
Do you enjoy
Yeah,
the
I want
talk?
to say bye to him.
Okay, I do.
Charlie! Bye! See you tonight!
See you tonight indeed. Buckle in there, kid.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta go rolling.
Yeah.
Oh, wait till I hear the click, man! Is that a click?
Yeah. I'm not buckled in.
Oh, what?
I am.
Okay, you are.
Oh, no, there was a kid on the bus,
Yeah.
and he had this, like, little cat stuffy.
Cat stuffy, love it.
Or not really a stuffy, but, like, a little tiny foam cat stuffy.
Yeah.
And he showed me it, and he was singing Frosty the Snowman. And I'm like, that's not Frosty the Snowman! I'm like, that's a cat!
Oh,
and I'm like,
my goodness.
what do you like better, cats or dogs? And he's like, dog. I'm like, yeah, because when you go to pet a cat's belly, like, a cat will be like, come pet my belly. But then they'll be like, haha, it's a trap, and then they'll start scratching you and sending you to the hospital.
True.
And then, but when you pet a dog belly, you'll start petting them and they'll just love it. But when you start annoying a cat, they'll start scratching you a ton
True.
and also send you to the hospital. When you start annoying a dog, they'll just be like, stop, and scratch you once. It would just be like, hey, that's a warning. You better stay back.
You ain't wrong like
Unless
Monty
I'm
did to
getting
you that
belly-
time.
Unless I'm getting some belly rubs.
That's true. Dogs just want love. Cats just want peace. I mean, not peace for you. They want you to leave them the hell alone.
Yeah, cats, they hate company. I
Yeah,
think cats,
there are
but
snuggly cats.
But they're like, when they have their belly open, like, come pet my belly. But then when you go to pet them, it's like a trap and they start attacking you.
There are 100% dog-like cats.
Why didn't Mommy come get me?
She is baking, I believe.
Baking?
She's baking. She already did her workout.
Oh, Daddy.
Wait a minute. 0, X and Y. Gonna load my Harry Potter contour or profile. $201. It's the bit. Right. Boom, shakala. All right, let's raise it up a little bit. Bring it over. These days a bit nicer wrenches. Fuzzies there, so I'm just on the wood a little bit just to push some of those fuzzies down. Start the probe. Something I don't often do is verify the job. This just more or less moves the, you know, I'm gonna bring it up a little bit. I'm always a little nervous about that. Okay, verify, or no, sorry, not verify, outline. Looking real good. Real good. Turned out to be a nice chunk of wood. Curly whirly. Yeah, it looks pretty good, I would say. Nice chunk of wood here, man. I love wood. Stuff's beautiful. Let's see if I can not screw this up. That was router table, also known as Bosch. I just have to trim off that little layer there. It comes with this handy dandy little tool here, and all you have to do is turn it, unlock the router, and it'll easily lift or lower, except for that it sucks. Down here, unlock the bloody thing and more or less just force it up by hand. When things just don't actually work the way they're meant to, I've tried everything to make it work, and I might be a moron, but I'm not stupid. This just doesn't work. of shutting the dust collector off and just finally get some peace and quiet. Time for rock and roll. Switch over to 150. I'm not going to go any higher than that. More room in my garage. I take it back. I should appreciate what I have. But I should make some more room in my garage. I don't want to break the edges. I like the sharp look. I just want to really lightly sand just to get rid of some of the hairs. Like these hairs here. Right, not breaking the edge, just taking off the hairs. Little fuzzies. I'm not going to oil this yet because I need to figure out how I'm going to stand it. Stand, not sand. Clearly got the sanding part figured out. Because this needs to sit in a bookshelf. Now, in theory, books will hold it up. Right, so it's not super critical. But I'm probably going to have to, like, I don't know, put something in the back. I don't know. Don't know what I'm going to do. It looks all right, eh? Gonna brush the inside there, get those fuzzies out. It's actually not a whole lot of fuzzies in there. And the other thing too is lots of thin wood, right? So you don't want to like push too hard. You'll end up breaking some of the fine detail off. And that is the opposite of what we want. You don't get a lot of detail in wood as it is, so into the detail you manage to muster up. You wanna maintain it. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I mean, the hair's got some fuzzies in it, but hey, hair's fuzzy. You show me hair that ain't fuzzy. It's cool. You can see his scar. I was worried about that. I'm not gonna pick his nose. Just gonna pick under his chin here. He's got some nubbins in there. I get rid of those. Nubbins is a technical term. Pick up here. Got a little bit of fuzz in there. There's always a bit of hand work. Not a lot, but this one a lot. Actually, this is probably, of all the curves I do, this one is probably going to require the least amount of hand work. Least amount of hand tools. Kind of surprising. That's got a decent amount of detail in it. He's got pupils, right? You know, one of the things you're always afraid of losing is the pupils. I don't know why that is. It's just eyes. They seem dead if they don't have pupils. So I expect a few things to happen with oil. Well, really one of two things. Either it really brings out the natural grain in the detail, or it kind of turns things yellow and muddies up the detail, so we'll see. It's gotta be old regardless. Or some say irregardless. That's my wife, she loves it when I say irregardless. Doing what I can right now, just let gravity move the oil around. The stuff is really good. It's not the cheapest in the world. It's not the most expensive. But I do find it, at the very least, easy to apply. It does a good job. It'll actually turn the wood, likely turn the wood darker. I mean, it's gonna be darker, but not necessarily a yellowy dark. It's just what it sort of looks like now. it'll probably end up being more of a brown, and stuff is definitely not bad for your hands, and arguably good for your hands. I care deeply about having smooth, soft hands. It's very important to me. That's pretty cool, if you ask me. So I'm just gonna leave that extra stuff to, the extra oil to soak in. Boom. So anyway, that's that. A little bit of CNC work on the Longmill MK2 from CNC Labs right here in Canada. I don't know. Hopefully that was somewhat interesting. Might do more of this. We'll see. Thank you for watching. I suppose you might as well like and subscribe. I don't know. What am I doing here? Tell me what you think. Any questions, all that fun stuff. Peace.